Hello you guys, I just wanted to pop in here, do a little bit of a new introduction for you guys because the one in this video is no longer accurate because when I had first started out, my full intentions were to make this a how much I realistically read in a week, but with the book I chose, and you'll see what's gonna happen, okay? It just didn't work out as that. So basically, this is just read along with me vlog. I don't know. You'll hear all my thoughts and opinions on the book. Exciting. Hello you guys. It's Tuesday morning and I actually have the morning off from work, so I'm going to the pool. Big shocker. But this video is basically a casual mood reading video, just seeing how much I realistically read in a week. If I'm not filming for a video, this is basically, well, I mean, I am filming for a video right now, but if I'm not pressured to film for a video, then this is how much I realistically read in a week. So like I said, this is Tuesday. I'm reading Things We Hide from the Light, and I already started it. I am 27 pages in, so I didn't get very far. But granted, I only read for 30 minutes the other day. I'm also gonna time it to see how much I actually read throughout the day, how much time I actually spend reading, because I feel like that's also a good indicator of how much I realistically read. Let's go read by the pool. Hello, you guys. We're just gonna ignore my appearance. I'm still reading Things We Hide from the Light. It's moving very, very slow. Let me tell you, I think I only read, let me check. I only read for an hour and 9 minutes yesterday. That's the only time I was able to, between working and editing and other stuff I have to do throughout the day. I only got to do an hour and 9 minutes yesterday. And today, so far, it hasn't been that long either. I got to read this morning for about 20 minutes. This is actually moving so incredibly slow. I don't know what it is recently with me, because I don't know. Actually, I think I'm finally discovering what I do and what I don't like in books. Obviously, I've already known what I do and don't like, but I think it's becoming more prevalent the more I read, especially spicy books. Because when I read Things We Never Got Over, right? I ate that shit up. I don't know, maybe if I went back and read it, maybe I wouldn't love it as much as I do now. Because when I'm reading this book, I'm kind of okay, but what is going on? Why are you guys doing that? I think it's because of their age. They're in this book, they're so old. Okay, I don't want to say that. Okay, that was rude. I did not mean to say it. So in a sense, they're old, too old for the way that they're acting. I know Nash is almost 40, and I think Lena is too. And it's just the way that they're acting. I don't know what it is. I really don't know what it is. But there's just something about this where just right off the bat, everything about the characters was sexualized to each other. Lena kind of sexualized Nash in a way, and then Nash also did that to Lena. And I know that's just her writing in her books. I don't know, because this isn't even an enemies to lovers. This is just kind of people who don't know each other to lovers, I think. Because I don't see that they're enemies at all. Does any of what I'm saying make sense? Because I actually heard a lot of mixed reviews about this book. I thought that I was gonna really like it because I just love Lucy Score's writing in the first book. So I don't know what it is. It could be the way that the guys in this act, and the way that they treat each other and talk about each other, and it's just right off the bat sexualized. I'm but for why are we talking like that? And what are you doing? What? And also, just a little disclaimer, there are spoilers in this vlog if you have not read the first book in the series. So if you did not read Things We Never Got Over, then there are going to be definite spoilers for Things We Hide from the Light in this book. So if you don't want any spoilers, then I would just recommend not watching this video right now. But if you don't care and you really just want to watch my vlog, then keep going. I don't know how I feel about it yet. It's moving really, really slow. So I guess we'll see. I will see 100 pages in what it gets to, because it's not that I don't want to keep reading it and that I'm not involved in the story, but it's just not driving me as much as the last one did. So I'm not sure. Maybe I'm just not in the mood for this as much as I thought it was. Like, I started reading this book because I know that the third book in the Knock 'Em Out series comes out in September. And I really wanted to read this one before that one comes out because I really thought, because of how much I loved Things We Never Got Over, I really thought I was gonna love this and then really love. I think it's gonna be The Things We Left Unsaid. I think that's what it's called. I'm actually not sure at all. Yeah, so we'll see. I think I'll read like another chapter and I'll be about 100 pages in and see if I wanna continue reading this or if I wanna flip-flop into reading to something else. Because there's things on my Kindle that I'm like kind of wanting to read as well. We'll see. Okay, I literally just got back from doing cardio. The reason I came on here was to tell you that I still haven't read anything other than this morning today, but I'm gonna go take a shower and then I'm gonna read some more because I need to figure out if I'm gonna keep reading this book or if I'm gonna kind of just switch off for now and read something different, because I might be getting to that point where it's like either it picks up really quickly and I'm like obsessed, or it's gonna just drag and drag and drag and drag and drag and drag and drag. I'm gonna shower and then we're gonna read. Alrighty, you guys. What? I'm not talking to you. What's out there? Alrighty, it is 6 o'clock and I'm gonna read now. I'm gonna wait till Michael gets home. I don't know if I'll stop reading when Michael gets home or if he has plans to play video games with his friends. I have no idea. But I'm gonna read. I'll update you when I can. I'm starting my timer to see how long I'm actually reading for. Okay, you know what? I'm still gonna give it like till probably about 100 pages or so to see if I'm into it or not. What I've realized already within this book is that nothing's really happening, and that's why I don't think I like it as much as I did the first one, because with Things We Never Got Over, right off the bat, like things were happening. Like it was like out of nowhere, like all of this like chaos was erupting so quickly. But with Nash and Lena, like nothing is happening. Like there's no craziness or, you know, like crazy story or, you know, just like, I don't know how to describe it, but the craziness that happened in the first book just right away, like drew me in. And it was kind of like a shock to read it because it was like, oh my gosh, like what the heck? But now, like nothing's happening, you know? And it's just a lot of like their inner thoughts about things and each other. And it's just kind of boring so far. So I think maybe that's why I'm not super into it, because like I said, like with Things We Never Got Over, right off the bat, like Naomi came to town, her twin sister was crazy, and then literally right after that found out that she had a niece that she didn't know anything about, that now she suddenly had to take care of, and that Tina was on the run, which was her twin. And then she had this grumpy ass Knox Morgan guy down her neck about everything being annoying. And granted, I loved them, but it was just like all of this chaos was happening, and it just kept happening, and it was like right at the beginning, so it really like drew you in. Whereas this, like literally nothing has really happened, and the only thing that you know that's happened is from the last book when Nash was shot. So this was like following that, but like there's no like craziness to it, you know? Like it's just like him trying to recover mentally and physically from being shot, you know? So like nothing's happening. Hello, good afternoon. It is the next day. I read for almost 2.5 hours yesterday, which is great. I ended up going to bed around 10:30 because I stayed up reading, obviously. And this morning, I read about 12 minutes. this morning, but I got through a whole chapter, so that was good. And I'm now on page 177. I'm hoping to get a big chunk of this book done today, like right now and then later tonight before I go to bed. It's picked up though, I will say, which I'm happy about, but there's still just things about it that I'm kind of like, it's like cringe because I'm like, why, you know? I'm on page 177, so I'm almost at 200 pages, but this book is like almost 600, I think. Yeah, it's 574 pages. So I still got a decent amount to go, but so far, honestly, I still can't tell you what's really going on. Like nothing is really happening. Like it's picked up in a way that's like, oh, it's a little bit interesting, but like I actually do not think I care at all about these characters. Like the main girl character kind of actually annoys me a little bit. Nash is fine. I wasn't like a big fan of him in the other book either. Like I really did not care about him that much in the first book because it was all about Nox and Naomi and I really liked them. Anything that had to do with Nash, I really just did not care about in the first book, as well as Lucian? I don't know how you'd say his name, but I know his book is coming out and his story would definitely seem a little bit more interesting just because he's so almost like in both books so secretive. Like they're so secretive about him that I'm kind of like intrigued, but like literally Nash is just like kind of boring and Lena is just really annoying. Like that's it. So I don't know, I guess we'll see how it goes. Like I said, I want to get a big old chunk of this done so that either I can read something new or pick something else up to spark more entertainment in this reading vlog. Because actually, you know what? This is not even, I can't even, okay, this is realistically how much I read in a week, but like at the same time, it's not. Because I picked not so great of a book to read this week. So that's on me. That's on me. That's really on me. Anyways, I'm gonna read this. Okay. Okay, update. I'm now on page 237 and I'm on chapter 22. It really is picking up. Now, there are still some things in here that I'm kind of like, for why? For why is this happening? And I still really couldn't even give you, granted I'm not even like halfway through the book yet, like you can see, but I still couldn't give you a synopsis on this book. I literally would not know what to tell you. There's not like mystery in it, but there's a little bit of mystery. If you read the first book, you know about the events that played out with Nash, so he got shot. And basically, right now, they're still trying to find Hugo, who's the guy who shot him in the first book, which we know this isn't a secret. Honestly, I think that's mostly what's like keeping me in it because right now they're not like together or anything like that. They're not like a couple. They haven't even like kissed or anything. It's definitely like a slow burn, but I don't care for it. Like I literally just don't. I'm not really selling this book well. I just realized. That's all I really have to say. So some of the things that were like not wrapped up in the first book, it seems like they're trying to get some answers in this book. So I guess we'll see. Because honestly, I'm waiting for that. Because actually, now that I think about it, things did get real wild towards the end of the book, in the first book. Things aren't really wild right now, but things are heating up in that regard. I decided to switch up the angle for you guys to give you this little update. So yesterday, because I don't update you on the days that I'm actually reading. Yesterday, I ended up reading for an hour and a half, the first part of the day, and then I had to use my phone, my timer for work. I had to reset it. So an hour and a half, basically, hour and 26 minutes. And then I read for another 3 hours. It says 3 hours and 45 minutes, but that's not accurate. I accidentally forgot to turn the timer off. It was definitely around like 3 hours that I had. I've got an iced coffee, and I'm determined to get a big chunk out of this book today. I know I said that yesterday, and honestly, with how thick this book is, I did do a pretty good job. I mean, like, I'm more of a quarter of the way through. So, like, I really only have this much left. The rest of it is the epilogue and the other stuff. It's still a pretty hefty chunk, but not that much. Just like over 200 pages. So that's like a novella. And I'm gonna be quite honest though, there's still not much going on. I'm so sorry that this entire week has literally been me reading one book. I chose the wrong book to read this week, clearly, because on a normal week, depending on how thick the book is, I could read probably about 2 or 3, really depending on the mood. But this one's really taken me a long time. Granted, like I keep saying, honestly, it's not that, it's kind of boring. There are certain parts of it that I'm literally like, when I'm reading it though, like the information that I'm reading is interesting. Like I'm like reading it and I'm like, okay, and I'm like kind of like sucked in, but like not enough. Not anywhere near where I wanted to be with this book, okay? With the last one, I literally could not put it down or stop thinking about it. I'm like a little disappointed in this book. But it's fine. I think part of it also is just the way that they talk to each other and like things that are said. There are certain things like some of the characters said, like the certain characters say in conversations that I'm like, why did you say that? Or like, why would you have said it like that? Like, that's just so weird. Like you're just giving like either pick me energy or like just stop. Like you're like that annoying girl. You know what I mean? Like there was one scene where they were like, there was like a group of them and they were all like fighting, and like Sloane said the weirdest thing like out loud. Like it would be one thing to like write in there like, oh, and I heard Sloane mumble to herself or something like that because you were sitting right next to her but nobody else heard her, but like clearly said it like clear as day, you know? And like also they blow up each other's spots all the time. I don't understand, and like that's what's weird to me as well, because like they'll say like the weird like inappropriate things in front of a giant group of people who don't need to hear that. It's one thing to like blow up your friend's spot when it's just you guys and like maybe one other person that you're both friends with, but to do it in front of a group of people and someone's parents, no. That is actually, I think, one of the big things that throws me off. It's just, I don't know. And they also curse so much. Like there's sometimes some sentences and conversations that they're having that they're just cursing. And I'm like, that curse word didn't fit in there. It also didn't flow. Why did you put the F word in there? Don't get me wrong. I curse like a sailor. Oh my God. Like when I'm not on camera, girly, I got a potty mouth, okay? Literally my husband like will have to like tell me, he'd be like, did you really just need to say the F word for no reason? No, I didn't, you know? So like when I'm saying that it's too much, it's too much. I don't get it. I really, really don't. I still couldn't tell you, I still couldn't give you a synopsis. I am more than a quarter, like I have like a quarter left. I still couldn't tell you synopsis. That's how this book is going. I literally don't even know how I'm gonna be able to do a review for you guys. I don't think I can. I really don't think I'll be able to. I'm literally just gonna have to read the back of the book for you. There's just so many issues in this book. Also, okay, I'm just going on a full-blown rant here. Also, I don't get this whole like Nash and Lena thing, because like there are certain things that I'm kind of like, what are you saying? Like, why are you saying that? Nash is supposed to be this nice guy, but he's a dick. And like with Knox in the first book, I totally got right off the bat, the man was a dick. And you just accepted that for what it was. He was a grumpy guy, right? Nash is supposed to be this nice guy, and he's kind of not. Like he's nice in like a general sense, like in the sense like he wants to do like good things, like he's a good guy. He has a good head on his shoulders when it comes to like his career and stuff like that, because he is a cop. He wants to have good, genuine people as cops who abide by the law and will enforce the laws that need to happen. You know what I mean? He is, in a sense, a good guy, but like he's a dick, you know? Like he's kind of a dick to Lena, and then like expects her to just like be like okay and there for him still, like after he like blew up her spot over something kind of ridiculous, might I add. Like reading it, I'd kind of be like, okay, you know, like I get it, like you're upset at her for this and that, but like, bro, like get over it. Like, bro, it's really not that big of a deal. Like, you both like privacy and you know you're entitled to privacy in a certain manner. Hop off your high horse and get over it, because it's not a big deal. Like, for why she was in town, like why she didn't give you her reasonings for being in town, like that's her own business. That was a really long rant. You didn't ask for it, but it was there. I hope that this was interesting. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. I think I'm gonna read, oh wait, how long have I read for today? I don't know. I know I did read already today. Oh, I read for almost 45 minutes already today. I read this morning. Honestly, I wanna get this book done. I wanna be finished with it. will say though, because they're getting into like a whole bunch of stuff that happened in the first book. So if you read the first book, you know that like Duncan Hugo, the guy who shot Nash, you know, he was like in this like gang-ish kind of thing, and like his dad had like a drug empire, something like that. They think that like Duncan basically has left the country, but we're getting to the nitty-gritty here, and it seems like maybe he hasn't. So that's concerning for Nash, because clearly Duncan tried to kill him because he was on some list. So things are definitely getting a little interesting when it comes to Nash. But other than that, oh my god, there's a bonus epilogue? Oh my god. Things are getting interesting. Not to the point where I'm like obsessed, you know? You guys, I finally finished Things We Hide from the Light. The ending, let me tell you, so much better than the rest of the book. The ending like got like really like so much happened all at once. So basically, if you remember the first one and how the ending of that one kind of happened, the ending of this one is also so similar. Isn't necessarily a bad thing. Like, I certainly did not mind that the fact that the endings of this, like, granted they weren't the same exact ending, but like the way that it flowed and like what happened was similar to the first one. It was like a sense of like familiarity that like made me want to finish the book, and was like actually like drawing me into the ending and actually investing more into the characters' lives than I had been before. So that's a nice perk. Finally finished. I am probably not gonna read for the rest of the day. It's already 6 o'clock and it took me 2 hours to read the rest of the book. And I did actually start reading a book on my phone, so I might actually read that like on and off tonight. It is by Ava Hunter, I think, and it's The Baby Moon or Bust. I remember like before it was like really released, a whole bunch of people were talking about it, so I kind of just wanted to read it. I'm reading it on my Kindle app actually, so it was not like my physical book. Yeah, I might read some of that tonight, but probably not. I kind of do need a break. But anyways, I'm gonna be done for the night, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. I finished Things We Hide from the Light, and I really don't think you guys want to hear any more rants on this book, because I think I gave them all to you. I think I really did. As you guys, you know, saw and listened to me throughout this entire video, you basically know all my thoughts and feelings about this book. It wasn't my favorite. It really wasn't. It just took me forever to read. It was just a little too boring for me. Nothing really happened until the very end. Kind of like I told you, but to be quite honest, I don't think I could really even tell you what this book was about. But I'm gonna try, okay? So this book particularly follows Nash and Lena. Basically, the book takes place almost immediately after Things We Never Got Over. Nash is still trying to cope and recover after being shot, as well as still trying to find the man who shot him. And Lena is also in town on her own mission, as one would say, but nobody really knows why she's there. And Lena and Nash end up falling for each other during this book, but then also some crazy things happen where they turn to enemies. That's literally the best I could give you. After everything's been said and done, gave this book a 3 stars. Now you may be thinking, isn't that a little high for everything that you complained about this book? Yes. But I'm giving it the 3 stars because the ending actually was super entertaining. Like, that part actually moved so quick and was so fast paced, and that was the part of the book I actually really enjoyed. And I also loved the epilogues because it gave a little bit of insight into the after Nash and Lena's, you know, story ended. And then also the epilogue, the bonus epilogue, gave us a little sneak peek of Salome and Lucien. The one thing I actually really hated about the bonus epilogue was how much it actually gave away for the 3rd book. That I really didn't like. Like, I obviously, like, I kind of had a feeling what I know was going to happen in the 3rd book. I mean, like, I think everybody knows what's going to happen, you know what I mean? But I didn't want it to be clarified for me already before even the book coming out. So that was something that really disappointed me within this book. I'm obviously not going to tell you anything about what happened in the epilogues. If you want to read them, go ahead. on your own accord. But that is all I have to say about it. I feel like you guys don't want to hear me talk about it anymore, and honestly, I don't want to talk about it anymore. So, but anyways, I know this was originally supposed to be how much I realistically read in a week, and it ended up just turning into things we hide from the light reading vlog. That's okay, but I did actually end up reading The Baby Moon or Bust, and I actually finished that in like 2 days. So I finished it before the challenge was over. So I ended up reading 2 books this week, which was fantastic. But I'll save that, The Baby Moon or Bust, for my reading wrap up for the month, because you didn't actually see me read any of that. So I'm just gonna leave it for that. But on that note, that is the end of this video. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, please follow me on all my social medias, as well as subscribing to my channel. And please stay tuned for more book related videos, because girlies, I've got so many coming. I'll see you guys later. Bye.